Charlie and Erika, I do not believe for 1 second that they met organically.
But when you're a little incel, wanking off at night to I don't know, anime, bunny ears. Y'all see the guy he was with doing bunny ears, probably on the back of midnight. When you doing stuff like that, you don't understand the value of what women bring to the table. This dude is in his age and he don't got no girlfriend or nothing. We know what that is, bro. You're gay probably. And ain't nothing wrong being gay. That's what you're going to do, but don't be in the closet about it. You running around talking all this Christian stuff and you the dumbest person on earth with no wisdom. Charlie arranged marriage. Where are your evidence that this is arranged?
He goes, I don't take money from Israel. I don't take money. Oh, you do it for free then? Wow. Wow. Good boy. Good boy. Wow. Good job. Good job, Ossifer. Ossifer, please. I can't breathe. Ossifer.
So Officer Brandon Tatum, a self-proclaimed Zionist, has attacked Nick Fuentes' integrity and his take on the Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk marriage. Now, we did do a breakdown on his take on the last video on Project VOPod, which will be linked at the end of this video, so you guys can check that out. But before we get into that, for those of you all that didn't see that video, let's show you a quick clip of what Nick's take was on that.
Charlie and Erika, I do not believe for 1 second that they met organically. So he's hanging out at Bohemian Grove, and they say, we need to give you a wife. We know somebody. We know this girl, and she's in some, how do they know her? Who set them up, and where did this girl come from that's going to be Charlie Kirk's wife and bear his children? I think that was an arranged marriage. And that tells me that she is tapped into some kind of network in some way. I don't know how. People talk about she was a pageant girl and she ran this charity. Maybe there's a connection there. I would not be surprised at all. That, if you're talking about Erika Kirk, that I believe.
What an idiot. I don't know how people think this dude is a normal person that they should platform other than kicking his butt verbally on a debate. Like, do you not have any intuition or wisdom? Do you not believe in God? These fake Christians like Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes did criticize Charlie Kirk. He criticized them massively. Now, one of the criticisms that I have for Charlie, back in 2019, Charlie Kirk did have what he called a big tent movement, right? In order to elect Donald Trump back into office back in 2020. In his big tent movement, he was welcoming in homosexuals, transgenders, and drag queens into the movement, into Turning Point USA, that I think a lot of Christians, especially Nick Fuentes, criticized. Especially myself would criticize this type of behavior, this type of sponsorship of the homosexual movement, right? Charlie is another guy that also backs up Dave Rubin, who Dave Rubin and his husband has now adopted a baby to raise together in a household that is not a nuclear household that Charlie Kirk promoted. I think these were a lot of things that a lot of individuals on the right, as well as Christians, had a problem with. And Fuentes was the only one, along with his groypers, along with speaking about the Israel topic, we're criticizing Charlie Kirk from, okay? So yes, Nick was calling him a fake Christian for a lot of these criticisms, and it's rightfully so. And look, again, Tatum's doing the same thing to him. He is a Protestant that did support homosexuality. He was pro-gay, at least in 2019 and 2020. He is, without a doubt, pro-Israel. So these are a lot of the criticisms that Nick Fuentes had against Charlie Kirk, you know? So just to clear that up on the whole fake Christian dynamic.
Trash Charlie forever and call Charlie a fake Christian. Look at his theology of Erika Kirk. Dummy.
Okay.
Some people, because you're a maniac and you don't have any emotional intelligence, some people know how to put on the face that they need for their husband's legacy, to do what she got to do to continue his legacy. What kind of effing woman would just sit at home and cry all day when she was married to a soldier?
Okay, all right. So his whole argument was, well, Charlie Kirk is a soldier, and his woman, the woman that he married, is just such a boss babe. She is so powerful. Why would you expect her to mourn 2 days after Charlie's death? Why would you expect her to have tears in her eyes after she saw her husband get his neck blown in front of his children and her? This is the criticism that we have here on the right, okay? Is that we're looking at Erika Kirk and saying, wow, her reaction is pretty stoic. It's pretty up there. It's like, wow, she had a memorial. She's posing. She has these lights. She has all these fireworks and this kind of like a NFL firework, WWE style of a memorial, funeral, etc. She's wearing all white, which most people usually wear black to mourn the dead. This is all symbolism. This is all symbolism that seems fishy to people like me. Just seems a bit fishy. I will give her charity. Yes, she did see her husband get his neck blown out. And I'll give her as much charity as possible. This was a horrible situation. However, her reaction to Charlie afterwards is something that I think Nick is criticizing here specifically. And Officer Tatum being a Zionist shill, which, let's be honest, Charlie was as well, needs to attack the criticism that's coming from the right. The left will criticize everything. The left will criticize Officer Tatum, Charlie Kirk. They'll criticize Nick Fuentes. They'll criticize everybody that is just slightly right. So this is not a battle between left and right at this point. This is a battle of, hey, it's kind of weird that Erika Kirk has a lot of smiles 2 weeks after her fucking husband passed away. And she's telling stories on the Charlie Kirk show with a nice smile for fucking 45 minutes to an hour. That just seems fishy to a lot of people.
A man who stood on principle, that fought every day for American values, that traveled all over the country. She's married to that guy that prays over his family, that supports his family, surrounded by patriots who have something in them that's greater than what the world is offering. And she can step up to the plate to honor her husband, and she probably cries at home all night.
The criticism of Brandon Tatum to say that Nicholas Fuentes, for questioning these things, obviously he's a fake Christian. Obviously he's fake because he questioned Charlie on the Israel situation. Because he questioned Charlie bringing in homosexuality into the Big Tent movement to get Donald Trump elected. And it's almost like Officer Tatum says, go ahead and question the government. Okay, question the government when Biden's in charge. However, there's no need to question the FBI when Trump is in charge, even though the FBI's story on this entire assassination has been very fucking fishy off the bat. And it seems more like to me that people like myself, even Candace Owens, who I think is crazy, seems to be more interested in the truth than Erika Kirk. And a lot of that seems pretty fucking fishy to me. That seems fishy. Her reaction seems fishy. And I think it's something that we should fucking question. But Brandon, of course, has a history of shilling for the Israeli government.
That's like saying, Brandon, you don't cry every time you get on a thing. I have cried multiple times over what happened to Charlie, but I know how to compose myself enough to fight the good fight. These people are stupid. Saying that Erika's speech when she first did it, she was crying and but you want to judge her on what? Show me an example of a person who lost their husband the way she lost Charlie. And what did they say in response?
Look, I'll even tell you this. Asmon Gold. Okay, Asmon Gold, huge streamer. He's so used to talking to the public. Okay, Erika Kirk she's been on the Charlie Kirk show a couple times, but she's not an influencer. Nobody knew who the fuck Erika Kirk was before Charlie Kirk's death. So it's not like she's used to speaking to the public on this level. Asmon Gold, his father passed away. He decided not to stream actually for over a month because he stated it was hard for him to compose himself after his father's death. Seems pretty reasonable. Oh, Erika Kirk needs to take the mantle. What, fucking 2 days afterwards? 3 days afterwards? 2 weeks afterwards? Can the woman mourn for at least the rest of the year before she does this? Can she sit there at home fucking taking care of her children and explaining what happened to their 2 young daughters and focus on the kids, focus on the family privately, away from the noise, from the media? Can she do that? I think that's a reasonable thing. I think it's a very reasonable thing for somebody to say, I'm not going to be involved in all this drama, the political drama. My husband, who I just saw got his fucking neck blown in, and I have my 2 daughters here, and I'm going to focus on them. I'm going to focus on family. I'm going to focus on my mom, my dad, Charlie Kirk's mom and dad. We're going to heal as a family before taking up that good fight, and there's other people here that will take that mantle for us while we're mourning. I think that's very reasonable. I think that's the correct thing to do.
The woman is continuing his legacy. I got the messages. I love him. I miss him. What else you want her to do? Say, let's forget about it.
I want her to
It
mourn.
makes your husband
I think everybody wants her to
even
mourn.
worse if you're sitting around crying about it and you're not helping further the mission. Good people that believe in God understand that God has a plan and that God's plan is bigger than ours. When you Nick Fuentes, you don't believe in God. I don't know what God he believe in. You somehow think that you should be consumed by worldly events and emotionalism.
Nope.
And not by the Spirit of God.
That's not what he's saying. That's
That
not
gives
what we're
you grace and gives you passion to keep going. That's like saying that the apostles, when Jesus was crucified on the cross, somehow they supposed to sit around and cry all day.
Officer Tatum is comparing Erika Kirk to the apostles. The apostles, all right? Okay, fair enough. But at the end of the day, Erika Kirk's a mother of 2 fucking 5-year-olds. However old they are, fucking babies. She needs to be there with her babies. Like a good woman, like a trad woman that you guys promote her to be. That's what she needs to do. Put it in the hands of trusted people to move forward with Turning Point USA. And when she's ready, she can come out and talk. It's very simple. This is like a logical thing that the vast majority of people would do. But Tatum's telling you guys, no, she should be on the fucking front lines because of Jesus Christ. Jesus wants her to be on the front lines, fighting for Israel, fighting for pro-gay agenda, a Big Tent movement, right? Fighting for Dave Rubin to adopt a child with his gay husband. That's what Officer Tatum's telling you to do. That's the righteous thing. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
But when you're a little incel, wanking off at night to I don't know, anime.
Anime. Nick Fuentes is whacking off to anime. All right. See, this is fucking crazy. This is how delusional Officer Tatum is, especially to the youth. Nick Fuentes has a lot of young men in his movement compared to Charlie Kirk, who was getting scolded and destroyed by groypers back in 2019. Questioning him about Israel. Charlie could not keep up with those debates. This is why he wrote a letter to Benjamin Netanyahu saying that you guys need to do better online. You need to push that propaganda because the youth is not buying this bullshit anymore.
Bunny ears. Y'all see the guy he was with doing bunny ears, probably on the back of midnight. When you doing stuff like that, you don't understand the value of what women bring to the table. This dude is in his age and he don't got no girlfriend or nothing. We know what that is, bro. You're gay probably. It ain't nothing wrong being gay. That's what you want to do, but don't be in the closet about it. You running around talking all this Christian stuff and you the dumbest person on earth with no wisdom. Charlie arranged marriage. Where your evidence that this is arranged? Everybody that got married that I know in Turning Point, a lot of them young people met they people at a Turning Point event. They work with them. They ran into them. What are y'all talking? This is what happens when you're in the movement. You run into somebody that's your wife. But when you're a weirdo sitting in your parents' house making little videos of like being a racist, no woman wants you anyway.
Being a racist. He's just such a racist.
What woman gonna want Nick Fuentes? You ain't got nothing to offer. You too stupid not to build a platform or something for yourself. You go on these podcasts, you're a little grower, you make your little YouTube stuff, but you're not desirable for a woman to be with. You have nothing to offer.
All right, so there you guys have it. Let me ask you guys in the comments down below, do you believe Officer Tatum? Are you shooting out this perspective that Erika Kirk should be on the front lines with a fucking AR fighting the good fight instead of mourning at home with her children? How normal people do? How this is not just a fucking show for people, okay? This is real life. Charlie Kirk lost his fucking life for freedom of speech. And shout out to Charlie. I love Charlie. Do I disagree with him on a lot of things? Yes, I do. I've been very clear on that. But at the end of the day, this is not just some spectacle for people to just view and get off on. We are going to leave you with a clip with Nick Fuentes telling you his exact thoughts about Officer Tatum. Enjoy.
Thank you, man. Yeah, dude, he's a coon. That is a straight up coon. That's just what he is. He does it for free. He goes, I don't take money from Israel. I don't take money. Oh, you do it for free then? Wow. Wow. Good boy. Good boy. Wow. Good job. Good job, Ossifer. Ossifer, please. I can't breathe. Ossifer. Good job, Ossifer Tatum. You do it for free. Good boy. He's shilling for Israel for free. Don't even need to get paid. That's a good boy.